8 past 8, beautiful morning to you. My name is Ifeemi Andrew, and let's get into our conversation for this morning. Go on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, and let's hear what you think and what you have to say with regards to conversation and the question we have up there. If you remember, some appointments were made in recent times, new appointments, and these appointments led to certain reactions. And one of those reactions came from the State House of Assembly. Now, this was the same time the governor was swearing in the reappointed commissioners. And so the State House of Assembly accused the governor of engaging in illegality following his recent appointments. The appointees are to head 3 parastatals of government: Local Government Service Commission, Bureau of Public Procurement, and the New Cities Development Authority. So for the Assembly, well, illegalities were followed. But that's not all. During the swearing in that happened for the reappointed commissioners, the governor also warned the commissioners. The comments many saw as stern and solid when he said, in fact, do I have to say it, or perhaps you just hear it from the governor himself? In the meantime, let me introduce my guest. He is the Commissioner for Information, Rivers State, Mr. Joe Johnson. Sir, thank you for your time and good morning.
Good morning, my brother, and good morning to Rivers people.
Okay, I was about to play what the governor said during the swearing in, but before I do that, let me quickly get your response to this. The State Assembly says that the appointments that was made by the governor recently, the special advisors and all, were done illegally. Certain illegalities, they say, were engaged, and the appointment was an illegal process. What do they mean, and how can we describe this on the part of government? Was there anything done illegal?
Well, let me even start this discussion by sending the condolences of River State government to all those who died in the boat and fire incidents that took place at the Membe Below Waterside yesterday. That to say that our hearts are with them. Now, this morning I will attempt to do what I call trend analysis simulation. The first appointment that is here that the governor did, which the Assembly is frowning at, is that of an acting chairman of a commission, Mr. Goodleaf Ben. Mr. Goodleaf Ben pairs with an acting chairman who was also appointed by the Buhari's government in the person of Ibrahim Magu. That's the commission to commission. And Ibrahim Magu, you know very well, was an acting capacity until he went twice to the National Assembly and was also turned down. The second appointment is that of Dr. Mrs. Inebri, Acting Director General. When I was made commissioner, and in the several state executive council meetings I attended before the cookies crumbled in December, when a number of my colleague commissioners resigned, including the Acting Director General of the Bureau of Public Procurement, Mr. Thompson. Mr. Thompson was appointed 8 years ago as Acting Director General of the Procurement. His name is Igonibo A. Thompson. He was appointed when our present Speaker was a leader of the State House of Assembly. He didn't raise any objection. That man, even on acting capacity, sits in the State Executive Council up to December 14th or 15th when he resigned. So I don't know why this fuse. His Excellency has been trying his best to see how to diffuse the tension, but it does appear that the legislatures are not complementing that effort. There's nothing wrong in appointing somebody on acting capacity. If you recall, FCCPC, just recently, His Excellency, the present President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, appointed people on acting capacity. So I want to think that the lawmakers are not able to appreciate the peace dimension of the Fubara-led government. I want to appeal to them as brothers and friends to please, let's shoot this sword and allow this ship to sail. All these threats and counter-threats are not going to help anybody. So I feel pained that we're still thinking that a governor of a state does not have power to appoint anybody on an executive capacity.
Okay.
That's unheard of.
All right.
There are a lot of people who are on several appointments. I've even heard of acting governor. I've heard of acting governor until Reddy Tiwa, who took over from the late Governor Keredolu. He was acting governor. So I've also heard of acting president.
Yes, we've had acting president as well.
I've heard of Professor Sibajo as acting president. So I don't see any reason why anybody would think that once you appoint, you see, the way they're pursuing Governor Sim Fubara, even if he walks on top of water, they will say, see, Opobo man cannot even swim. I'm very bothered about it.
All right. But this is, I think, two things we picked out of all you've said. First is, clearly, not all the assembly members are not saying all the appointments have certain illegalities. Only the few that you have mentioned are those that the assembly members have concerns about. And then secondly, you seem to have also hinted that it looks as though some of the activities happening now, some of the individuals whose appointments are even questioned now, the assembly seem to be doing this now, but then did not do this under the past administration under similar circumstance. How do you then explain that? Is that what the picture you're painting?
But is that how we should truly administer? Should we cherry pick? Should we pick and choose? If something favors Andrew Femi, it's not good. But if it is Joe Johnson, it is good. Is that how we should run a state? These appointments, I've tried to say, I'm doing what I call trend simulation analysis. I've said that there is currently, and up to last month, or there was up to last month, an acting Director General of the Procurement, Bureau of Public Procurement. He was there for 8 years. It was not a challenge. Because he resigned with other commissioners who left. That's probably why His Excellency, in his wisdom, has appointed another person on acting capacity. Yes, it is a problem now. So I want to give us people to make the opinions based on the realities on ground. I've gone further to the national level. They said that Ibrahim Magu was on acting capacity running EFCC. People even went to court and the court proved that the president had the power to appoint. All that he needs to do is ratify it at the assembly or National Assembly, as the case may be. So what is the hula baloo about it?
All right. Now that we have that out of the way, I think some other thing I would like us to quickly respond to is during the swearing in of the reappointed commissioners. Now, the comments of the governor, for the purposes of those perhaps who might not have followed, I'd just like to play an excerpt from what the governor had said.
So let it be part of my birthday gift. But please, let me also say this. Coming back and taking back your position, it is not for you to use it to destroy my government. I'll continue to say it. It's not about me. It's about the things that you can stand and defend. I don't have anything against anybody, but my advice is do those things that tomorrow, when your children hear, they will be proud of their parents. We can only go far when we join hands together for one purpose, a better River State that we all dream of.
I mean, that's the governor of River State, Governor Siminalayi Fubara, who also
physically present in that meeting.
who also said that he doesn't want any of the new appointees to antagonize anyone. That's not why they are being appointed. They are there to work. Now, his comments here, many see as very stern, precise, Some say it's a strong position. Are we? Should first off, in fact, just tell us this, because he had said if people planning to destroy his government, are there people, elements that the government has identified that it feels are working towards bringing the plans of this government to nothing?
I wouldn't know now. I'm not a mind reader. I don't have the cleverness to know the mind of anybody. But I think that the governor's statement is not in ambiguity. It's something that anybody could have sounded. You know, they say once bitten, twice shy. If you have had an encounter with a friend and you make up, you may just set some parameters of the relationship. You know, so he has said, I don't want anybody. He didn't say, I know you have come to disorganize my government. Even those I have appointed, don't use this position to witch hunt anybody. I don't know how conciliatory anybody, or was it not conversational to even say, Fiemi, now that you have returned, don't take this one that you have, So I think that I don't want us to read meanings.
No, but there are people that would say for that thought to come, possibly would be that, there's the possibility that this might happen, or this had happened somewhere, and now this warning has to be given so that everybody is in line. Is it even possible that we would see people being fired in the future if they underperform? If we are going to go by the stand of the governor, looking at that statement, which sounded really solid, and for many people it will be one of the few times they've heard the governor speak in that tone with such a sternness in his voice about it. We'll get your response to this. Please, let's take a short commercial, very few seconds. We'll get your response to this, and also your response to the issue with the fires we've been experiencing in parts of Rivers State after the commercial.
Trader, are you ready for the flight? Yeah.
Mr. Joe Johnson. Sir, thank you for staying with us and for staying patient.
Thank you.
All right, the conversation continues. Get on Facebook and let us know what you think. We'll put up the post and we're asking you, are you expecting sacks anytime? If you go by the tone and of the governor at the reappointment of the commissioners, do you expect sacks if anybody underperforms? Is that something we can see? I mean, at the national level, we already see the president suspend, reshuffle, relief of duty. There's just a lot going on. Can similar things happen in Rivers State? Let us know what your thoughts are about that on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. I just come over to you now. So, Mr. Commissioner, you heard the question. Is that something we should expect?
Anybody who has the right to hire has the power to fire. So it's simple. It's simplicity. It's not in my place to even say I've managed places and I know and I see that if I can be hired, I can also be fired. It may not start only with the government of Sasinala Ikuba. In the past, commissioners were sacked, and I have seen even functionaries of government sacked and replaced. So I'm not envisaging that. It's not in his nature, but it's in the rule book that if you underperform, of course, you know the consequence. Even in schools, if you don't do well in school, we make it. You don't do work people in the universities and even the secondary schools. So some people are asked to withdraw. So I want to think that their coming will be to add value to the system.
All right.
Just like as I advised them.
Okay.
Do not sabotage my government.
Now, talk to us about the representation of the budget, because it made headlines, especially following what happened at the Federal High Court in Abuja, that dismissed the suit seeking to stop the governor from representing the budget to the assembly. And that particular ruling is something that has got people talking. Justice Abdul Malik said that a similar suit in the matter had already been decided by a sister court the day of interim order. We know that the 6 elders of the state, including the lawmaker representing Bonny State constituency, Victor Okonjombo, Bennett Birabi, Andrew Chendu, O.P. Fingesi, Ann Kyo Briggs, and Emmanuel Dema, all are signatories to that particular suit. Where are we at with the budget? I mean, we know that we would soon begin another budget cycle. And people are looking and are waiting. What is going to happen with the budget for the year? How is the government addressing that?
Well, that ruling came only yesterday. I do not have the full brief of His Excellency as to his methodology. But if you recall, you would have noticed that without recourse even to any litigation, His Excellency is implementing the 8-point agenda step by step. So I wouldn't be able to speak on that matter. If you excuse me on it, then probably when I get back to you again, I'll be able to tell you the position of government. But now, I do not have any brief on it.
Let's move on to something you had promised us the last time that you would have information on the next time we speak. And that concerns the situation at Ignatius Ajuri University. Hopefully there's something to tell us now about what's happening there, and also the increase in fees, cost of fees. We also had Rivers indigents at the law school who also had issues with increase in fees. We have medical students at the State University talking about increase in fees, and then we have those who were at the Ignatius Ajuri University who lost their jobs, and we don't know where the situation is at the moment. So is there anything new with regards to all of these developments?
The government, to be honest with Rivers, I must say that it's been a very tight period. Truly, I promised that the next time I'll come, I will. I didn't prepare for this journey, to this outing. It came spontaneously based on the letter that was published by the Assembly in yesterday's the Nation newspaper. But I want to plead for one more time to give me the opportunity to speak truth to the situation, because it is something that concerns all of us. I have relations who are also involved in the Ignatius Ajuri saga, and there are quite a number of other things that are hanging. Let me take this one as if it never happened, that I never appeared to the next outing. To be honest, to be honest, in the next outing, I will take full responsibility for any action or inaction.
Okay, so does that also include the situation with the law school students and other increases in tuition fees?
The law school students, I overheard them in your station, and you recall that I had to call you that I wanted an audience with them.
Yes.
Yesterday I met with them, and I have asked them to take necessary steps. Let's see how we can get His Excellency's attention to the challenge. And if we are able to deal with it, I'm sure that matter will be put to rest.
All right, before we go to the phone lines, another very pressing issue is the fire incidents that we've been having in Rivers State in recent times. It's become one too many, and there are plenty of people who feel that more should be done. The fire service should be more equipped to be able to, tackle these problems when the emergencies arise. So far, so good. It doesn't seem as though we have a fire service system that's very active, well funded and taken care of. How does the government seek to address this problem?
Well, accidents and incidences take place everywhere. There's nowhere that accidents are domiciled. You find fire incidents here and there, even in our homes. It's a very unsavory situation, but I must say that the governor is concerned. You recall that not too long from when he took the oath of office, he donated the fire truck to
the airport.
The Federal Airport Authority.
Yes, and that was a concern for many people because they felt, we would need it more to service the emergencies that could arise within the city as against just for the use of the airport. I think there was an explanation for that at the time.
It's a work in progress. Every action of government is usually prompted by something. Now that there are outcries, people are saying, we need a small fire unit, fire service unit at that member water site. And because of the traffic and what happens there, I'm sure that government, if you heard the representative of the governor, Dr. Tammy Danagogo, who visited that scene yesterday, he promised that he was going to take the reports as soon as the entire investigation is completed back to His Excellency. And I can assure you that thing will be something that His Excellency will a top priority.
All right. We'll go on Facebook and take some comments on Facebook first. Let's start with that one. The numbers to call are 070-0923-0923. There's still one more important question we'd ask, and it concerns whether we are going to have local government elections. It might not be within your powers, but perhaps there's an information concerning that we might get, or something that you have heard from the governor with regards to that, owing to the fact that this was supposed to happen in March, which is just a couple of weeks away, and we haven't really heard much. We haven't seen any sort of preparations, but you would respond to that after we take a few messages and calls from the listener. On Facebook, Tamuna Itekenadagogo says, good morning to you and the commissioner. I'm disappointed with the governor, that the governor is implementing the recall of the commissioners. The governor is in a very precarious situation. If any of those sworn commissioners commit any sackable offense, would the governor sack them, or would he keep the person in office? I think it's similar to the question I had asked you earlier with regards to whether, with how the governor sounded during the swearing in, are we going to see sacks given out to those that would not meet up with their responsibilities? And I think you've answered that in parts. This one also says, Christopher Chinuji, many Rivers people got a bit worried when the governor shifted grounds on his stance on stamping his authority as governor. If the governor is not careful, he may live to regret this slow gesture in the name of peace. Sometimes a little doggedity is needed too. How can these commissioners work with the governor now? Who has their loyalty? That's a question from Christopher. Ogo Jene Justice says, no one can predict governor's actions, as his actions all these while contradicts the wide expectations of the people. We are just watching. Thank God Ability says, beware of those who are in support of the minister. Rivers elders tell the governor he should be very careful with these recalled commissioners. So most of the messages on Facebook seem to be targeted towards what we should expect from the commissioners. Let's go to Ken in Ubimini and hear from him. Ken, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Fiomi, and your guest here via telephone.
All right, go on.
If I may hear your guest clearly, I think he cited some positions that need to be acted as an acting authority. Now, this speaker, I think the last 4 bills he asked the governor to sign was the bills that they did not sign at the previous administration. Now, this particular one again, he is still faulting the governor for appointing acting positions. What really is this Amehue's plans for this governor? What actually did he want from this governor? He should allow this man to concentrate, because he had now shifted his sword and embraced all the positions they gave him at the Abuja. Then why is he trying to raise another dust? I really don't understand.
All right, Ken.
If you don't want this man to concentrate on the leadership of his governorship, it's like the River State we know how.
All right, Ken, thank you very much. Your point has been made, but then you'd also understand that they are lawmakers, and as long as they are doing their job within the provisions of the law and their position as lawmakers, you can't really question them or fault them for trying to do that. Ida is in Nkoro. Good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
You're welcome.
Guest in the studio, yes. I've been doing this thing, yes. I want to talk about the former lawmaker's statement. They should please allow this present housing. Please, they should call into order. After the governor advised, when the Ikuru local government start talking anyhow, and it's very bad, they should please call into order. It's not good. After when this governor advised them, what of unfortunate come and learn from this? Budget that have passed, they should bring it back. It's not good now. Then we appeal the case. Now you're talking of peace. Why can't you forget about the budget and move on with the government? Every time you say peace. They are not throwing the land of peace. They are looking for trouble. And the government will not want problem. He wants to work for Rivers to go. They shall allow the government to take Rivers to the promised land. I know which he is going to do it. Thank you very much. God bless.
All right, thank you. Ibiso is in Odili. Is calling from Odili Road. Ibiso, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Andrew. And good morning to the Honorable Commissioner.
Good morning, my brother.
Now, the topic on ground. To me, these assembly members, they want to frustrate this governor, the government of River State. Let me put it like that. The current CBN governor was appointed under active capacity. The Akpabio and the Senate or the House of Rep fight the president. Why is it that River State is always coming in the negative side? Look at Lagos. Last year, June, Lagos raised IGR 400 billion. And Lagos is growing. Why River State is a laughing state? Everything about River State is in the other way. Now, the students that are complaining of the school fees, these assemblymen are supposed to that the government should help them in every semester, maybe 30,000 or 50,000 to help the students. That one is not there. It's to fight the government. Other states are appointing people under active capacity. The president is appointing on active capacity. Is there any law that the government breaks that we should not rest? Why is the River State is always in the negative side? It's our own state. And anywhere you go out from the state, people would laugh at you with what is happening. Now they go and tell the commissioners. Yes, it's right of telling commissioners that they should work according to their conscience. Because if they go against or they don't do well, they're going to have every right to sack them. And everyone will not fall.
All right.
River State does not belong to one particular person.
Okay, Biso.
We are paying them our taxpayers' money. They are on scholarship. Our taxpayers' money is there.
Ibiso, thank you very much.
Right to tell them what they are doing that is not good, is not good.
All right, let's go to Isaiah in Buguma now. Isaiah, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew. Good morning.
Good morning, Isaiah.
Andrew, do you know that the fire incident in River State is not a natural disaster? It's a human disaster because people fail to walk by the preventive measures that would have helped them to come out of these daily occurrences. Do you know that, Andrew, the daily caution from your studio, from Mr. Jude, helped me a lot in my home. It helped me a lot. And whenever I add that advert, I listen to it. My brother, I'm telling you that until Rivers people within that number jetty begin to work by preventive measures and begin to see how they can stop most of this illicit business, this fire issues, everywhere it is being stopped. You can see in those wooden boats. Yeah, when you enter that wooden boat, you see them in their millions. There is no boat in that waterfront that you enter, you not see that product littered. If you go to the jetty, everywhere to the Creek Road market, you go. In fact, the townhouses is flooded with illicit product from this.
All right, Isaiah.
So what tell me, even if you bring the whole fire service there, it will not work.
All right, Isaiah, thank you.
Brother, I want the commissioners to know that they need to work with the governor to succeed.
Thank you very much. Temple Inechie, good morning.
Good morning, the very distinguished Ifemi Andrew. I celebrate you.
All right, go ahead, Temple.
The very distinguished Ifemi Andrew. If I tell you that I'm not even bothered regarding what is happening within the conference of River State, then I'm deceiving myself. Even the governor has told us how demoralized not just him, but his entire family were at when this crisis, broke out and is still lingering up to now. Whether we like it or not, the governor's Riot Act read to the commissioners, for me, is the best way to go for any government that wants to succeed. Under performance only, we bring the state backward, not just the government, but you look at some of the moribund factories and talk about ministries and companies. For me, any commissioner, be it appointee or a special advisor, that does not work in accordance with the governor's mandate in ensuring that River State is taking to our dream state. I think for me, such a person should be dropped with immediate alacrity because River State must move on. And indeed, we will continue to move on for the interest of River State.
All right.
See, we cannot continue to deceive ourselves. The state is suffering from all these, consequences. Some of them are getting their pay. Some of them are receiving their tax. But they want to go there to, demoralize this governor and ensure that what we need or what we should get as good dividends of democracy does not get to us.
All right, Temple, thank you. Let's go to Susie now in Erema. Point made, Temple. Thank you. Susie in Erema is next. Susie, thank you for your time. Go on, Susie. Good morning.
Yeah, I want to actually appreciate the commissioner, Mr. Joe, for his diligence in trying to, convince us on issues concerning the state. I actually love the way he presents matters and all of that. When I grow up, I would like to be like him. Let me also say that in my assumption, I've not thought that any commissioner will want to work against the government of River State. What for? All their portfolios and all their offices are actually given to them. It's for them to mind their business and do what they have to do. Because like the governor has said, anything you do against the government will actually stand against you in the future. For me, I want to also say that if it is not the way it is, this is the second time because he's throwing away the suit filed by the elders. I want to also advise the governor, please, sir, go and submit the budget so that we can move forward. Thank you very much from the Rema community.
All right, Susie, thank you. Let's get back on now to Honorable Commissioner. You heard most of them. I just touch on a few messages on WhatsApp so you respond to all. The lawmakers know exactly what they are doing, and I strongly believe the governor is wiser. This is Tamino Imiebam. Good morning. Does the peace accord the governor signed include that he would not sack commissioners? Ifeanyi Chukwuwodo. Good morning. This is too long. Okay, Chuku, he says the Commissioner of Information is not telling the truth. Shall we continue illegality because someone did it before? By law, there is nothing like New City Development Authority. What we have by law is Greater Port Harcourt City Development Authority. Oh well, my brother, I don't know about that. Okay, Chuku Jonathan from Rumorumeni. Good morning. Also ask the commissioner about civil service jobs. Where are we now? Frankie sent in that one. Okay. In less than 3 minutes. Sorry, if you can respond. Let's just take your response to be the remarks on which we wrap things up on the show.
Well, Rivers people have made a proper submission as to some of the issues that brought me to this studio this morning. And to say that those of us who are waiting for the employment should not lose hope. It's already at this advanced stage, and I want to believe that very soon our teaming youths who are applying for those jobs will be happy. I don't know which one was done before, and we should continue to do it as illegality. I've said that the governor has the power to appoint, to sack, and to make any decision as it relates to the well-being of his government. The governor cannot employ. Even me as commissioner, where I would not lost commission, I would not have commissioners being sacked. I can talk about my predecessors who were even sacked in civilian government. I don't want to bother with the civilian government, the military government. So it's not a big deal, So the governor that has the power to employ you has the power to also sack you. And I want to think that this governor, though very humanitarian in his approach, but his bite is stronger than his back.
All right. The local government elections, any news, any development, anything we should know? Should we expect a local government election in March?
Is it not constitutional? It's statutory, sir.
So in March?
The governor has not said anything, but we cannot, if you have overstayed your term, there's no use, there's no way anybody can keep you. So the governor has not said specifically what he wants on and when he wants the local government election conducted. But
all right.
It's mandatory on him is a consumer matter. And I want to believe that as a stickler to the rule, he will not deviate.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner, for your time, and have a lovely day.
Thank you. You too. Bye. Bye.
Right. My name is Ifeami Andrew, and before I leave the studio, Jude, welcome. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
Rivers people need something outside politics for a bit.
Well, we hope we'll do that. Today is Wednesday, so eye weakness report comes off shortly, and then after that, I have two issues to iron out. One is on the very engaging Jude's Corner, where I express my
opinion about situation of light.
No, my ignorance. I don't have
your
sense.
Ignorance.
So I usually just tell them, this is what I feel. Please come and correct me, all right? So that Jude doesn't sound like a.
All right, Judo, thank you. Well, stick around. It's going to be fun on Hello Port Harcourt with Jude. My name is Ifeami Andrew, and bye for now.
You are tuned in to 92.3 Nigeria Info.